I've partnered up with the F1 store for 2022, the best place to buy Formula 1 merchandise. Currently, they have an incredible end-of-year sale on with plenty of 2021 lines available at up to 40% off, with official merch available from every Formula 1 team. If you're interested, click the link at the top of the description or in the pinned comment down below to help support the channel.
Hello and welcome back to a classic circuit familiar to fans the world over. This is Monza. You can hear the cars ready to go. Certainly the fans are ready for some action. We're all set, so let's get this Formula 2 race underway. Alongside me today, I'm delighted to welcome back to the commentary box the 2012 GP2 champion, Davide Valsecchi. There looks to be a challenging race ahead of the drivers today, Davide. With that in mind, what are you looking out for today?
Well, Alex, I want to see how the drivers at the back of the grid are going to roll down. They'll need to make an impact in the early stages, and they are probably hoping for a bit of luck at the start. We may see some bold maneuvers out there today.
Hello everyone and welcome back guys to a brand new video where today we're here back with round 5 sprint race number 2 here from the Italian Grand Prix. Of course, if you missed out yesterday's video from Monza as well, I would highly recommend going back and checking it out. And yeah, today we start P7 on the grid. We have been given a golden opportunity this weekend to try and take some points out of Enzo Fittipaldi, who still leads the championship at this stage of the year. But yeah, just a few more races to go of this season, and hopefully we're going to earn our place in Formula 1 ready for next time round there. But today, though, we've got to try and keep it clean and tidy once more. We've got to try and get ourselves towards the front of the order once again. Like I said, yesterday's first sprint race is definitely worth going back and checking out. And fingers crossed today, we can, yeah, try and get a podium on the board here. But 5 red lights then on the grid for the Italian Grand Prix. And it is going to be a very long hold, but lights out and away we go. Oh, a very good start once more there as we try to immediately look past Yuri Vips, but look at Jan Daruvula down around the outside in towards turn 1 there. Sorry, that's Liam Lawson, as all 3 Red Bull black cars there trying to swamp us in towards the first corner. Yellow flags already out there as Teo Porcher gets caught out on the inside. Will put the power down, and we haven't lost anything off that start there. Lawson and, Porcher and Vips, I don't think have moved too much there. Porcher losing a couple of spots there, but that was a bit crazy off the start of the race as we try not to run into the back of Vips. Oh, it's Daruvula immediately wallops that inside curb through turn 4 there. It was a mistake we saw a couple of the drivers make yesterday, and that's already given the runners up the road there a little bit of a lifeline on lap 1 there. We might see the top 4 now try to break away in this second sprint race of the weekend there. But as we head out onto the back straight for the first time here, as we head down in towards the Ascari, it is still Christian Lundgaard that leads the way ahead of Drugovic there, and I think Marina Sato is still in P3. Sato, I said it yesterday's video, he always seems to find himself towards the front, but always going backwards. It's quite an impressive feat from the young Japanese driver there. Well, not particularly young, of course, anymore. Certainly no Yuki Tsunoda is Marina Sato, but in towards the final corners of lap 1, Jan Daruvula, I think just that little knock on the curb there. He was lucky to keep it pointing in the right direction, but I think it's knocked back his confidence just a bit here as Lundgaard leads at the end of lap 1. Are we going to be close enough to go for a send on Yuri Vips in towards the first corner here? He's aware of us. He's going to go defensive. Might try and make it almost 3 wide. There is Daruvula again, moving around a bit in the braking zone. Luckily, he'll sit in front of the high-tech. And we will now move up into P6 then off the start. So a good little start then, up 1 place once more. Let's try and stick close and apply some pressure to Daruvula. DRS enabled next lap there, but we've got a really nice run actually out of Ascari. We might be able to apply some pressure to Jayan and his Carlin before we even get onto lap 3. As look at that, we seem to be able to get really nice traction out of the final corner here. Stick to the gearbox of the Carlin in front. Sato, new fast lap of the day. Don't say that all too often, as we went just 2 thousandths of a second off him. To the outside though of Jan Daruvula, India's finest, as we head back down in towards turn 1. We'll go really late on the brakes there, and Daruvula can't even match us. Up now into P5 then of the race, but we've got a couple of seconds gap to Marcus Armstrong up the road, And now with the DRS, that might be difficult to try and overcome, unless, of course, one of those guys trips over or they start battling. Sato goes faster, Marcus Armstrong even faster, but we take a couple of tenths out of them. So another fastest lap then to help our points tally this weekend. That's going to be key come the end of the year. They're just trying to pick up those bonus points where we can. And yeah, clearly the gap coming down slightly then to the New Zealander just in front of us, Marcus Armstrong. And yeah, maybe there's still going to be a chance for a podium.
Good job. That was the fastest lap of the race so far. We're leading our teammate.
That one took me by surprise.
9.1 seconds.
We've got to disable what the gap is to Schwartzman behind us, because he's just always depressingly far back in these races. But yeah, that fastest lap kind of took me by surprise, but happy we hit another one. We're just taking a few tenths out of the guys in front, but I'm looking at the way the gap's coming down. We might get DRS with like 2 laps to go, latch onto the back of them on the final lap and then not being able to do anything, but it's not going to stop us from trying. Got to be in it to win it, as they say. Oh, looks like they're going side by side at the front. This is what we need. Drugovic now starting to apply the pressure to Christian Lundgaard, and this just backs up that whole little pack of cars just in front of me. You can see there, that last lap wasn't particularly great, and we've still taken 4 tenths out of him now. Felipe Drugovic, if you can keep battling with him, I will owe you a favour and a half, mate. We are now getting super close to the DRS range on Marcus Armstrong just in front of us there. That time round, we were less than a tenth away as we head out the final corner. We now just dip under that 1 second mark, so we are definitely gaining as we just push Daruvula outside the 1 second mark behind us. But are we going to see Drugovic get another run in towards turn 1? There looks to be some movement. It might be Sato having a look as well. There is Drugovic and Marcus Armstrong side by side through the first chicane once more there. And again, I think Armstrong's hung on around the outside. He's going to have the inside right the way through Curva Grande. But this just brings us that little bit closer. And this is exactly what we need there. Look at that Sato getting a really nice run on the pair of them here. I don't think the Trident's going to be able to do anything in towards turn 4. But all these guys starting to trip over each other a bit. And this is good news for me, as now we should be close enough to start getting some DRS off Marcus Armstrong, as long as we don't make a hash of the first Lesmo. Yes, we will. So now inside the 1 second range. That's not going to help us, though. Running a little bit wide out towards the gravel. But I think, yeah, now we've got the DRS, though. We might just dip back out slightly. But we have got the pace as Daruvula now all over the back of me once more. So clearly he's finding it. Side by side in towards Ascari, the top 2 go. That's all. We get very, very out of shape. Come on, Matt. Hang on to it. Get your head back in. Yeah, Daruvala's now going to get a run on me in towards the final couple of corners. We'll force him to the outside. But every time we just get that bit closer, just making a couple of small mistakes there. Daruvula, nothing you're going to be able to do there, mate. So we'll put the power down and get a nice run off the exit of the corner. Looks like Drugovic has now made the move on Marcus Armstrong. But yeah, this little top 4 that was safely going to be top 4 in this race have now let the rest of our pack close back up then. It doesn't actually look like there's many of us that have been able to close up looking at it. I think, yeah, it's just 3 or 4 cars behind me. So it is going to still probably be a battle for the points finishes here. But Armstrong now not far in front at all there in his dams. So we try and tip the front end in. Try and get on the power on the exit there. Again, another big wobble on the exit of Ascari here. But yeah, Drugovic now in the lead. So he's going to be under pressure this time from Christian Lundgaard behind. As Marina Sato just waiting in the wings. And I may have, you know, sort of talked a bit of smack about him at the start of this race. So far, he's hanging on pretty well, actually, and playing a decent little race here as we head out of the final corner. Are we going to be able to get a run on Marcus Armstrong as we head back down towards turn 1 here? 3 laps to go of this second sprint race of the weekend. And look at that, Sato applying the pressure to Christian Lundgaard. We're going to do the same to Armstrong down around the outside there. There's a little bit of contact there with Marcus Armstrong as we do the up and under. Around the outside of Armstrong we go there, and we almost got a run around the outside of Sato, but we'll have to hang back for now, as Drugovic now just trying to break away. Oh, getting a really nice run off the second Lesmo once more there. It's the second Lesmo and the Alboreto curve we seem to always get a decent run off there, but you can see Lundgaard, he's actually lost the DRS now to the leader, of course, Felipe Drugovic, but Sato still just sat in front of me trying to defend for all his worth. There is again another big snap of oversteer as we head now down in towards the final corner here. Sato, is he going to go defensive? No, he's not. He wants the slipstream off a Lundgaard in front of him, so we're going to try and sneak up the inside in towards the final corner there, hang the young Japanese driver out to dry, and now we might be able to get a good run on Lundgaard out of the final corner as well here. Are we going to make up 3 places in 1 lap? Look at the distance and run
11.7 seconds
that we got on Lundgaard there. It's like a sitting duck as we head back down in towards turn 1 there. He's going to try and hook it up back around the outside there as Dan Ticktum takes our fastest lap bonus point there, but just 2 to go. And we are now right in the attacking range of Felipe Drugovich, who still leads the way. Does look like it's going to be a straight-up dogfight between myself and the Brazilian as we get ready to start the final lap then here from the second sprint race of the weekend. Lundgaard has dropped way back. We got yellow flags out. Someone's got issues further back down the order, but I'm not too worried about that at the moment because we could potentially be on for our second race victory here in just 2 weekends. Ralph Boschung out of the race there, not what the Campos driver would have wanted, but are we going to get close enough to Drugovich? There is a fastest lap, down into the 29s we go. Drugovich though still in the lead. He's going to go defensive back down towards someone. They're bouncing off the rev limiter in towards the first corner. Is the Brazilian going to be able to hook it up there? He tries to give us a squeeze over the inside curb. We can't get the run out of the first chicane there, so we're going to have to sit back once more and try and just hang close to him. We might be able to get a run down in towards the Ascari chicane there. That's one of my strongest places on the lap, but we have to stick close through probably my worst couple of corners of the lap, and that is this chicane there. You can just see Drugovich always able to seem to get the nose tipped in through the second part there. Much better than I can behind him. Perhaps the dirty air just coming into effect there, but half a second back from the Brazilian as we head through the exit of the Lesmos there. Are we going to be able to get a run down in towards the Ascari chicane here? We're certainly going to be close here. Is it going to be Drugovich? Is it going to be Oscar Piastri that takes home the dub? We can't do anything with the yellow flags out, of course. There, Ralph Boschung might just have won Felipe Drugovich the second race victory of the weekend there, but we're still going to be close to the Brazilian as we head in towards the final corner. I don't care about that at the moment, Jeff. We're going to be gaining on Felipe Drugovich here, down in towards the final corner of the second race. We clip the grass, the back end kicks out, we can't do anything. We tried our hardest, but it's only going to be P2 in the end. GG's Drugovich.
Okay, pick up rubber and bring it home.
Brilliant stuff from Uni Virtuosi today. That's another historic win. Davide, what do you think made the difference here?
It was down to one thing: consistent pace over everyone else out there on the track. We could spend a great deal of time talking about race and gyro strategy, what else occurred on the track, but at the end of the day, the difference here was down to simply being faster on track than everyone else. Amazing skill on show.
This is it. This is where they all want to be. Here come the top 3 then, out onto the podium after a fascinating race. So then, it's time to see how this result affects the Drivers' Championship. The lead at the top has come down after a poor result for our points leader. And here's how things are shaping up in the Teams' Championship. It was also a strong race from Trident this weekend. Fantastic work from the Italian team to move themselves further up the table. It was great having you with us for this weekend. I hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. We'll see you when Formula 2 returns.
Well, there we are then, guys. The end of the second sprint race of the weekend there, and just a 10th separating myself and Felipe Drugovich after 11 laps of racing there. But it is the Brazilian that comes out on top. I think that might be his first race victory of the year there, so GG's to Felipe. But yeah, we come through for P2 with the fastest lap bonus points as well there. Means we did only lose out 1 point to the Brazilian. Lundgaard in P3 ahead of Sato, Armstrong there. Daruvala, Teo Porcher and Jack Aitken rounding out our points finishes there. And Fittipaldi again and just inside the top 10 this time around, but no points scored once more there. Yuri Vips having a torrid day out, 6th to 12th in the end. And yeah, just Ralph Boschung, who didn't make it to the checkered flag there, means championship-wise, we're now up into P2 of the standings. They're 22 points back behind Fittipaldi, 1 point ahead of Liam Lawson at the moment there. But of course, Lawson is going to be starting way ahead of us for the final feature race of the weekend there. Yuri Vip still ahead of Deleda. Sato now jumps Guilherme Smiley there. Drugovic, yeah, that's his first big points on the board there. He definitely hasn't won a race before now. In fact, I don't think he's scored many points at all before this weekend there. So that's going to be 15 of his 18 points so far this year, scored in just that one race there. But yeah, 22 back now behind Fittipaldi. We have gained so much this weekend. Can it continue tomorrow in our final race here for the feature? You guys will just have to wait and see. Thank you all so much for watching, and yeah, we'll be back tomorrow ready for the final race of the weekend. Big prizes, big points available. Let's get it. None of these videos would be possible without the help of our channel members, so a massive thank you to all of the names you see on your screens currently for helping support the channel. You can join them by clicking the join button down below, and yeah, thank you once again to everyone that continues all the insane support on my work.